What's going on, guys? It is a Friday night. It is beautiful outside. So guess what? Time to work on some cars. We've got my brother here. He just picked up a whole set of seats for his GX 470 and he's going to swap them out. He got a little unlucky because turns out that the harness for a 2005 GX 470 does not match the harness of a 2003 GX 470, which he owns.
I'm just gonna end up swapping out all the covers, cause really all the covers is all I need. So
Yeah. So where's your original seat?
so this is my original seat.
Oh, this is the passenger, right?
Yeah, so this one isn't as bad, but you can see if you zoom up, you can see like that's all cracking. But these are pristine.
Yeah.
And check this out. What up? About to be watching some SpongeBob. Look at that.
What is this? Where's Exhibit? Is he about to show up?
And the DVD player is in the top as well, so
Yeah.
it's pretty sweet.
I heard you like TV, so we put a TV in your headrest. Alright, anyways, that is not the reason for this video. Now, if you've been following the LX 470 build, you'll know that I wasn't planning to buy aftermarket wheels for it just because I'm happy with the way the current setup looks. I dig the current setup. However, the wheels that I've been eyeballing for a while recently went on sale, and as usual, I ended up caving in. So let's talk about the current setup on the truck. Right now, I'm currently rocking the factory 16-inch wheels. They've been plastied black. There's a 1.5-inch wheel spacer between the wheel and the hub, which gives us this better stance. And they are wrapped in a 285/75/16 mud terrain tire. Because I jumped the gun and bought tires that are compatible for 16-inch wheels, I basically limited myself to 16-inch wheels. And the problem with that is there really isn't a great selection of 16-inch wheels for these trucks. There are more 17 and 18-inch options out there for these trucks. However, the problem with that is when you go up in size, the price also goes up along with that. And the cost of the tires are also going to go up in price as well. Let me show you guys the wheels that just came in today. Here are 3 of them in boxes. I already have one unboxed. Let's go show you guys what I ended up getting. These are called KMC impact wheels. These are a 16x8 with a +0 offset. And these have a center bore size of, I believe, 110 millimeters, which is what you'll need to clear the hub flanges on these trucks. So the cool thing with this offset is that I should be able to accomplish a similar stance to what I have now without having to run the wheel spacers. Now, I've got nothing against the Amazon wheel spacers, but with these new wheels, I can kind of hit 2 birds with 1 stone. In the sense that I'll get the aesthetic look that I'm looking for, and I don't have to run spacers. Also, from my previous video where I installed my Amazon wheel spacers, I'll go ahead and insert that video right here. Somebody commented saying that with the cheaper branded wheel spacers, they can possibly crack. So after I get done installing the new wheels, we're going to go ahead and take off the wheel spacers and kind of examine them to see if there's any signs of cracks or cracks, waiting to happen. Alright guys, so before I start the install of the wheels, we want to make sure that we have the right size lug nuts, because the factory size lug nuts will most likely not fit in those holes. So what I have here are some spline style lug nuts, and I'll go ahead and insert a link in the description down below to basically all the products that I'm using today. So the lug nuts, the wheels, and I could insert, the tire machine and all that if you guys want. Go ahead and get this thing up in the air, get these unboxed, and get to swap in these wheels. Alright guys, so the wheels are installed on the truck. We're going to go for a drive, but before we do that, I just want to show you guys the status of the spacers. And just looking through them, my brother and I were looking through them, and couldn't find any signs of cracking or any kind of weird damage that they were talking about in the comment in the previous video. So here's a follow-up. You can see right here, there was a little bit of debris. This was the driver's side hub. Now, if you watched that previous video, you'll know that this one kind of went on a little tight than the other ones, but it just turned out to be some debris that was stuck in there, and I just pushed it in as I was installing it. However, I was able to get it off fairly easily by just getting a screwdriver in there and popping it out. As far as the rest of the three, they came off pretty easily. There's really no signs of cracking, and all the studs look good. They all seem to look straight. So these were the front ones, and then these are the ones that were on the rear. Let's go ahead and show you guys, see if there's any weird thing going on. I don't know if that's supposed to be like that, where that stud kind of pulled out, but I think we're fine. And here's another one, and yeah, I think they look good. But for now, let's go ahead and drive this thing. Alright, so my brother wanted to join me for this shot. Probably gonna use him as my cameraman. Obviously my project went a little bit better than his. Yo, where'd you see that? Yeah, so we're back at this Kia dealership with the great lighting because it is obviously dark out. Just want to show you guys how the truck looks now with the new wheels. Now, the first thing I want to point out is that these actually feel significantly lighter than the factory wheels that I was rocking before. Not only did it feel lighter when I was installing them, just driving the truck on the highway and driving it in general, the truck feels kind of lighter on its feet, if that makes sense. Get a side profile, so got my brother here behind the camera. There's do stick a little bit further than the previous setup, where I had the 1.5-inch wheel spacer with the 16-inch factory wheels. I want to say it's about a ½ inch of a difference. At full lock, we just get slight rubbing, and it's just rubbing on the back of the fender liner there. So I could probably just trim that or just send it. Also, just want to point out that I finally got the new cab corners in. These came all the way in from China, so it took like 3 weeks. Oh man, is there already fog in there? That's great. I'll edit that out. What's plural for Lexus?
Lexi.
The Lexus. So one of the biggest points that I was concerned about when I was buying these wheels with the zero offset was whether or not I was going to be able to tuck this tire in whenever I needed to get that major flex on. So here we are in my backyard. I've decided to drive on this little, berm in the back, and obviously, as you guys can see, I've got enough space to run my whole hand here, and it's not hitting the quarter panel. Just an FYI, the tire again is a 285/75/16. I'm able to accomplish this articulation with this wheel and tire combo. Again, I'm not running wheel spacers. The wheels were able to clear the front hubs as well as the rear ones. So to all you haters out there on the social media forums saying that the zero offset won't work, I don't know, I think it kind of does. By the way, I'm running the stock AHC system. This thing is not lifted yet. Yeah, I just wanted to cover that point. But for now, we're going to go ahead and wrap up the video. We're going to go catch some shut-eye. If this video helped you make your decision as far as considering these wheels, go ahead and smash that like button down below. I'm going to go ahead and insert all the links in the description down below to the wheels, to the lug nuts, and if there's any other helpful tools that I think you might benefit from. If you want to stay up to date with the Lexus build, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. For now, we're going to wrap it up, and thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video.